I joined Casino Swimming Club as a 6, 7-year-old in the North Coast, and I remember racing Paratriathlete back in Ballina, and then, you know, I was never quite that good enough to get into those, you know, regional state sort of teams, but just kept ploughing away and got into sort of city to surf and half marathons in my 20s. So just followed my passion, just always looking for that next challenge, and all the while, you know, having this deaf-blind condition where my eyesight's deteriorating, and obviously it got to the point that, you know, I was legally blind. When I was in my mid-20s, I went to the ophthalmologist in Sydney, and you know, he said the reason for your hearing loss, which they never knew why, was you've got this degenerative condition called Usher syndrome. It's a deaf-blind condition. And I think that just spurred me on because, you know, I was sort of probably in my party days, mid-20s, living the life in Sydney, and I just sort of, it was that sense of time is of the essence. I've really got to make the most of what I've got. And there was a part of me that thought, there's no way you're taking away the things that I love to do. Corey Bacon, he's like a lot of coaches. He's pretty intense and very focused. But the thing I really do love about that guy is he was the one that, you know, he saw that I could be a potential paratriathlete to develop. And I remember meeting him for the first time at Stromlo Forest Park, and he'd organised a tandem bike. He'd organised someone to come and to be a guide, and he got the bike mechanic there, and we did a couple of practice runs, and then he took me for a swim and a run. So he was just testing to see if I had what it took. Suddenly I'm part of an elite paratriathlon program. Corey said, you know, you're a world-class athlete, we're going to get you a world-class guide. I don't know about if I believe that first part. And sure enough, you know, he rings me 2 weeks later and, you know, he says, we've got McKeely Jones, she wants to be your guide. I think in some ways I look back and in some ways I think I've accepted that it was something that I deserved and I did earn. I think of myself as a kid, as a 5-year-old that struggled to hear, and it was tough, like he felt sort of isolated, and years of speech development, just always trying to catch up to my peers and getting to that, you know, my 15 years old sort of thing, and having the confidence that I am as smart and as good enough as everyone else. So for me, it was just a lifetime thing of just sort of kicking those goals and believing that I belonged, that I was as good as everyone else and I could go on and achieve as much as everybody else. It will be fantastic to hear that I'm on the Australian Paralympic team, even though we secured a spot for the Federation. To be officially on the team will be, you know, that'll be the moment.